Welcome back to another episode of Your Wichita Falls. And I'm going to talk about today women over 50 and loneliness. I know if you think you aren't lonely, but you spend time too much alone, this may be the video for you. So stay tuned. We're getting started right now. So, welcome back. I don't think women are talking honestly enough about loneliness, especially women over 50, because I'm 70, so I've been over 50 for a while. Because from the outside, so many women look completely fine. They're functioning, they're posting, they're working, they're smiling, and they're taking care of everybody else. But underneath, there are millions and millions of women quietly eating dinner alone, scrolling social media, wondering where deep connection went. And here's what's really wild. We live in the most digitally connected time in human history, and yet so many women have never felt more emotionally isolated. So I think this deserves a real conversation because I don't think the issue is that women are weak. I meet very few women that are weak anymore. I believe that many women have built lives where they are constantly needed, but rarely truly seen. Because in your 20s, friendship happens accidentally at school, at work. So you're having play dates, sports, neighborhoods. Life naturally puts people together. But after 50, everything changes. We have transition experiences that look like divorce or widowhood, remote work, where you go someplace and you don't know anybody, adult children leaving, the empty nester syndrome, caregiving exhaustion. Oh, my favorite, entrepreneurship isolation, retirement. That's what's happening. Health challenges. Your social circles are shrinking and you're moving away from old identities. So many women wake up one day and realize, I've spent so many years building a life. I forgot to build a community. Social media has given us access, but not intimacy. And we've all fallen into a trap that likes can replace real conversations. We're watching people instead of knowing them. We've started comparing ourselves to this curated perfection that doesn't exist, magazines with airbrushing. And instead of connecting, we're staying busy, but emotionally disconnected. Some women know what a stranger ate for breakfast on Instagram, but haven't had a meaningful conversation in weeks, maybe longer. Human beings were not designed to heal in isolation. So sometimes loneliness isn't about missing people. Sometimes it's about missing yourself. So let me ask you, are you a woman who is shape shifting for everybody for decades now? Are you a woman who's just playing the wife role, the mom role, the employee role, the caregiver, the fixer, the peacemaker, and you forgot who you are? Well, if that's the case, when the kids leave, or the marriage changes, or the career shifts, or you lose it, illness happens, menopause changes identity, or burnout cracks the old version of you, suddenly you have to answer a terrifying question. Who am I when I'm not taking care of anyone else? This is where you can weave your story in a new way. Maybe you've experienced cancer like I have, or the California burnout, trying to rebuild a life someplace new, just this emotional exhaustion, or realizing that success without connection still feels empty. So, friendship over 50 requires courage. Oh, my favorite word these days. Because now we carry history. We carry that history of disappointment or maybe betrayal. In your case, perhaps divorce or heartbreak. And sometimes we have stopped risking connection because rejection just feels too heavy. And then you sit around waiting to be invited. waiting to be chosen again, like we did, like wallflowers in high school, waiting for our perfect timing. But connection only begins when somebody gets brave enough to go first. So I want to share 5 things you as a woman after 50 need when loneliness becomes your new normal. The first one is stop waiting for your old life to come back. She's gone because some seasons are not meant to be recovered. It's about evolution. It's about you becoming this newer version of you, the same person, but a newer, upgraded level of that. You are meant to evolve. Number 2, go where aligned women gather. I think it's so important to really begin to know what you are about, what you love, because then you can go to a chamber event or to volunteer someplace or a fitness community or a church group or a book club or any of these local events that we have in beautiful Wichita Falls, a women's networking group, workshops, pickleball. Honestly, come on. It's always there. But this is what I want you to recognize is that all of these places have people that will align with you, that will be resonant with you. So, how will you ever meet them if you don't go out and check it out? Because all of those things are here in lovely Wichita Falls. If you're even thinking about moving to Wichita Falls, download the relocation guide that's in the body of this. But number 3 is become the inviter. Because the women with community are rarely sitting home waiting for someone to text them first. They're not, because they've learned that when you reach out, you know what? There's other women just like you that are waiting to be invited. So be the first one. Take that courageous act and step into that place called community because it's waiting for you. And number 4 is stop trying to find perfect people. You're not building a movie cast for crying out loud. You're building a meaningful connection. It's a little bit like dating, but when you were dating back in the day to find your husband, a lot of us, I didn't get married, so a lot of y'all made mistakes, but you don't have to find the perfect friend because you didn't find the perfect husband, not necessarily in a lot of cases, but you are not building a movie cast. You are building relationships and they don't have to be 24/7. So look for those things that you have that commonality. Find where you are in that same frequency, that same resonance, that same belief system, and then allow yourself to enjoy those connections. And the last one is 5. Because we're not building a movie cast, because you're not looking for the perfect relationship. Number 5 is build depth slowly. Real friendship isn't built in one coffee date, just like a marriage isn't. It's built in consistency. And you want to be able to say, I really enjoy this person because really good friends support you and are there in your corner and they want to be a shoulder for you to cry on, but they also want you to be that for them as well. This is a co-creation with this friendship. So if you've been feeling isolated lately, I really want you to hear me. Your life is not over. Your people may simply not have found you yet. And sometimes the most beautiful relationships of your life happen after the season you thought everything was ending. Because I believe midlife can become one of the richest, most connected, most meaningful chapters of a woman's life. But only if you stop hiding, only if you risk being seen again, only if you are willing to go first. And maybe this is your season to do exactly that. And if you think about it, Wichita Falls is a perfect place to do that. And if you're in Wichita Falls or North Texas and looking for community, thinking about moving here, check out the Relo Guide. But if you're in North Texas, I'd love to invite you into our community because that relocation guide will get you on that first step towards building this new community. Nobody should have to rebuild alone. Nobody. Y'all come back now. You hear?